Hi guys, very good morning to all of you. As promised, we are back with the handholding session 5 of ICICI Direct. जैसे मैंने प्रॉमिस किया था, मैं एक एक्सपर्ट हमेशा लेके आऊंगा. इस बार मैं प्रॉमिस से थोड़ा सा ऊपर उठ के आई हैव बॉट टू एक्सपर्ट्स विद मी. वन इज गौरव एंड वन इज नीतीश. नीतीश इज हेड ऑफ डेरिवेटिव्स फॉर अस and Gaurav is managing our social media channels for Telegram, and you know him very well from our expiry tradings. So first, I'd like to cover what we have covered till now. So in session 1, we covered how to do the account verification. आप अपना login ID and password कैसे set कर सकते हैं. How to use the homepage of the app. Fund allocation कैसे करना है आपको. Order placement कैसे करना है. Session 2 में हमने watch list के बारे में डिटेल में बात किया. We covered charts. We covered how to buy stocks. What are various types of orders. And then how to place an order in MTF. Then coming to basics of options, in which we covered in our session 3, where we talked about option chain, how to place an option order, what is the benefit of flash trade and easy options. And we also covered some of the research recommendations that we give in our session, in our app, right? Then we covered what is mutual fund, how exactly to analyze mutual fund, what are the various metrics that you use, and then how to place the mutual fund order and how to use the research of ICICI Direct to place an order on mutual fund. And then we also talked about various other tools like one click on mutual fund side. Now, today's session is going to be a little bit technical. And that is also the reason why I have these two experts who have come to us. Today, we'll be talking about how to sell options, how exactly selling of options work, what are the risks associated with option strategies, what are Greeks, and we'll take one example of an option strategy, and we'll also see how to place in a strategy option or option strategy order on ICICI Direct. Now, guys, this is a precursor to our strategy backtester that we have very recently launched. उससे आप लोग जो है अपना कोई भी स्ट्रैटेजी डिजाइन करके उसको बैक टेस्ट कर सकते हो. उसके बारे में डिटेल में हम लोग अपने 6th सेशन में कवर करेंगे, where Nitish will come again. And to start off, we can start off, Nitish, if you want to say something as an introduction to what are we going to do today, what is the objective of this session, and how it is good for which kind of trader, like.
Right. So thank you, Mudit. By the way, we have a new FNO head. So now I'm taking care of algo and APIs only. Now, today's session is especially for people who identify as option sellers, right? Or people who want to understand what option selling is. And maybe you are already an option seller and you want a more 360, maybe you're missing out something. Right? So see, one of the things in trading is when you have to be consistent, right? And what is consistency? And why is consistency important? Consistency is important in option trading because it is a very complex environment, right? There are many permutation combinations of what you can do and how the market can react to what you're doing, right? So if you're consistent with one strategy, एक तरह से हिंदी में बोलते हैं बाल की खाल निकाल देते हैं, right? That is how good you have to be with option strategies, right? That you have to have in-depth understanding of one strategy and one strategy only, right? So that's what that's what leads to a consistent performance, right? Now, because there are so many permutation combinations, because options are so mathematical, it is not always possible to get into everything, like to have a deep understanding of everything, right? Which is where our strategy backtester comes in, which is why we came up with strategy backtester, because it will, in backtesting, well, there's one truism about backtesting, backtesting is not about figuring out past returns. That number return does not matter. Right. What you want to see is market ने ऐसा किया तो मेरी strategy ने ऐसा किया, market ने ऐसा किया. So today, when you trade for today, where the future is unknown, right? You start at 9:15, the rest of the day is unknown. Then you can see, okay, market is moving this way, and okay, when the market moves this way, my strategy usually does this. Right. So maybe I should tighten my stop loss or loosen my stop loss, or I should move my position, I should make adjustment. Right. So that is what strategy backtesting gives you, and it's a very powerful tool. Understand. Okay. So today we are setting the stage for getting consistent returns from your selling strategy. Understand. Okay.
So Gaurav, in case of strategies, what I understand is in the last session we talked about how to buy options, right? That's right. Now, any strategy is incomplete without being able to understand to sell, right? Like otherwise the strategies is not formed.
Absolutely. And second most important thing, when you're planning to design any strategy, option Greeks are like your base. Like it बोलते ना कि एक चीज का hygiene होता है, कंपल्सरी वो चीज हमें आनी ही चाहिए. So if you're planning to sell options, you have to know what are Greeks and what is how to read an option chain.
Right.
So we had spoken about how to read an option chain.
Right.
We spoke about moneyness, in the money, at the money, and out of the money. From there we spoke about Greeks. Today we'll take Greeks in detail and we'll connect it to our previous session of moneyness. So if anybody who's here today and has missed the session, we would recommend go 2 sessions back in our third session where we have spoken about how to read an option chain, where we have explained what is moneyness, call side ka out of the money, in the money, at the money kahan hota hai, put side ka kahan hota hai.
Right.
You have to know this. Then only you can move towards Greek and towards designing a option strategy.
Right.
So if you are here, viewers, I'm just telling you in advance, option selling is one of the most riskiest thing. If you do it without any proper knowledge of Greeks and option chain and moneyness, you may end up losing a lot and you may end up losing your entire capital. So today, please be very attentive with us when we talk about Greeks and when do we use option selling. That is more important.
So Gaurav, let's start. I think option selling, you
Yeah,
started
absolutely.
off and then we can take it forward from there.
So I'll just move on.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope I'm audible. So I'll just start with basic of option selling. So viewers, first of all, understand last time when we had covered option buying. So whenever the market is expected to go up, you end up buying a call. And when the market is expected to go down, you buy a put. These two things are very basic and I hope you guys know. So I'm talking about option selling. So I'm talking about call selling right now. When does one decide to sell a call? Whenever you expect the market to go down, you sell a call. And whenever you decide to sell a put, you expect the market to go up. So it's completely opposite of what you do in buying. So in buying, call buy किया तो आप expect कर रहे हो market ऊपर जाएगा. तो अगर आप call sell कर रहे हो, you are expecting the market to not go up. Okay, and similarly that comes in the put side. This is option selling. I'll just read it out for you, the 3 point, but let's make it more, Nitish, I would say more practical and
So just to give a little more intuitive understanding for people who may have missed third session, is that buying an option is like buying an insurance contract, and selling an option is like selling an insurance contract, right? So we've all bought insurance, right? But so buying insurance gives you peace of mind. And selling an insurance should give you
not give you exactly not give you
peace of mind.
Exactly.
अगर market crash हुआ या market एक तरफ भागा तो मैंने जो sell किया हुआ है उसकी तो
bad exactly.
So guys, that is what selling is about. So if I sell, that's why insurance sellers, they like to sell to a lot of people.
Exactly.
So they have a basket. Right. So I just wanted to note that.
So I'll just talk about probability here. So last time when we spoke about option buying, I had said it was 1/3 probability of making money because you have 3 moneyness: at the money, in the money, out of the money. हमने कहा था अगर आपने options buy किया है, whenever your option expires in the money, you will make money, or else you will not make money. In option selling, you will make money at 2 moneyness, that is at the money and out of the money. So the probability of winning in option selling is 2/3 as compared to 1/3 in option buying. So option selling आपको एक higher probability देता है, but that higher probability comes ahead with a higher risk as well. So we'll talk about winning probability and we'll talk about risk, and then we'll move on with our strategy and how to build that. Okay, so what is option selling? It is a contract between two parties who are willing to buy or sell an asset which is decided to a specific date in future at a predefined price. इसको अगर हम normal भाषा में बात करें तो if you're planning to sell a nifty contract, we have nifty contract at weekly basis and monthly basis, तो वो date हो जाएगा आपका. And second is predefined price is nothing but your premium. So suppose I want to sell 21,500 call or put at 20 rupees. वो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट हो गया 21,500, डेट हो गया उस एक्सपायरी का, और कितने रुपए पे आप बेच रहे हो वो हो गया आपका प्री डिटरमाइंड प्राइस. सो दिस इज व्हाट द फर्स्ट सेंटेंस सेज. ऑप्शन सेलिंग पुट्स द बायर अंडर नो ऑब्लिगेशन टू फुलफिल द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. दैट मींस आप इसको एक्सपायरी तक होल्ड कर सकते हो. मतलब आप नहीं करना चाहिए, but it means that you, even if you don't sell the option, it is, if you don't square off your position, it's okay, it gets auto square off at the end of your expiry date at 3:30 p.m. That is what we are trying to, that is what the second point says. Third point is the seller has to honor the contract. बेसिकली जो लॉस या प्रॉफिट है वो आपको ऑनर करना पड़ेगा. अगर आपको प्रॉफिट मिल रहा है तो आप प्रॉफिट बनाओगे, अगर आप लॉस कर रहे हो तो आपको उतना लॉस पे करना पड़ेगा. दैट इज व्हाट द थर्ड पॉइंट सेज. I'll just move on because let's cover the other part in detail. This is the normal definition. तो जैसे हमने कहा था कि whenever you are selling something, it is उल्टा of buying. तो when you are selling call, you are expecting the market to go down or market to not go above a certain level. तो यहाँ पे उसी का डिफरेंस बताया गया है. जो ग्रीन है, if you are selling, if you are shorting means selling in market lingo. So whenever you are selling put, it means you have a bullish bias, and that is why it is matched with your buying long call. And if you see नीचे की तरफ जो रेड में है, when you are selling call, that you are shorting call, it is equivalent to buying put. Not equivalent, I would say equivalent to your view of the market, whether you are bearish or bullish. So viewers, if you are with me, can you please say yes that you have understood when you sell a put, the market is bullish. When you sell a call, the market is bearish. Are we there on the same page till now? Please put a yes in the comment section. Yes, okay. I've got one comment. Okay, perfect. Perfect. So let us take an example. I'll just give you an example. If you want to note it down, you can note it down. Right now, suppose I want to sell a call. So Nitish, I am expecting Nifty is at 21,600, 700 level, but I see Nifty at a resistance of 21,900 ka resistance hai. So can I say I am expecting Nifty will not cross 21,900? तो इस केस में if I sell 21,900 का कॉल, my position is still in profit जब तक Nifty does not cross 21,900. So suppose I sell a call of 21,900, my position is safe until that level is not breached. Okay. And similarly, on the put side, if I'm expecting Nifty will not break 21,500 in near term, so I will make profit in the short put position. Okay. So let us talk about premium. Premium is consisting of two values, that is the intrinsic value and the extrinsic value. Sorry for my sorry. Okay, so what is intrinsic value and what is extrinsic value? Last time हमने जब cover किया था, we had clearly said कि your option का premium derives its value from the future value, not from the spot value. Okay, so suppose I have a 21,500 call option right now, and my Nifty expires this Thursday at 21,600. तो मेरा इंट्रिंसिक वैल्यू हमेशा उसका डिफरेंस होता है. तो फ्यूचर इज एट 21,600, you have a 21,500 ka call. So the intrinsic value of that call option, which is of 21,500, is 100 rupees. I repeat, it is 100 rupees. You're always supposed to take the difference between the current future price and the strike price that you have. Okay, that is from the call side. तो अभी अगर आप नोटिस करो, your 21,500 का ऑप्शन वैल्यू will not be 100, it would be more than that. So right now if I say Nifty is trading somewhere, just give me a moment, I'll just help you guys with that directly. So I request everybody to get 21,500 ka call on your screen. If you can get the call on your screen of Nifty 21,500 of 11th Jan expiry, तो what we can say is that उसका वैल्यू अगर आप जो देख रहे हो वो 231 है ये टाइम पे. Is that what you guys are able to see? The 21,500 call option is trading at 231. Please, if you have seen this, please put a yes in the comment section. Yes, if you've seen the call of 21,500, is it trading near 231? Right, perfect. And Nifty right now is trading somewhere near to 21,693, right? अगर हम फ्यूचर, I'm talking about weekly expiry, that is why I'm taking the spot price. मंथली का होता गलत होता. ठीक है. So can I say 21,693 minus 21,500, my intrinsic value is 193. Can I say that if I subtract this, the difference between 21,500 and 21,693 is 193? But right now, that call value is trading at 231. Yes or no? So that extra value, जो 139 होना चाहिए, जो 231 है, that extra 30-40 point is nothing but the time value of your option. Okay, so intrinsic value and time value आपको समझ में आ गया क्या है? Intrinsic value is always the difference from your strike price and the current price. In terms of monthly future, your future price से minus कीजिए. In terms of weekly, take the spot for your better calculation. And extrinsic value would be nothing but the extra premium जो उसके ऊपर आ रहा है. तो 231, 193, 231, 40 points का जो extra value है, that is nothing but the extrinsic value that we call it as time value. Are we on the same page, everyone? Perfect. So whenever you trade options, please keep this in mind. Intrinsic value कितना होता है और extrinsic value कितना है, and also see the difference between the आज हम लोग ट्यूसडे पे हैं और थर्सडे एक्सपायरी है. क्या मेरे कॉल ऑप्शन महंगे हैं या सस्ते हैं? You will understand from your days to expiry. Today we are sitting on Tuesday and 13 दिन में मेरा एक्सपायरी होने वाला है. Is it worth to buy this option or not? You can decide when you can calculate the intrinsic value and also the extrinsic value. So this is the main definition that I wanted to explain from the premium. Premium has two things. That is your extrinsic value, intrinsic value. Intrinsic value is the difference. Extrinsic value is nothing but the time value which comes in. Nidish, you want to add anything here?
No. I mean, you've been pretty comprehensive. Yeah.
Perfect. ओके, सो अभी आप पूछोगे कि एक्सट्रिंसिक वैल्यू फाइनल डे पे जो 40 एक्स्ट्रा है वो क्या होता है. तो वी हैव स्पोकन अबाउट थीटा. अगर आप हमारे इफ यू गाइस हैव बीन रेगुलर विद आवर एक्सपायरी लाइव स्ट्रीम, वी हैव बीन टॉकिंग अबाउट थीटा लेगा, थीटा आ जाएगा, थीटा उसको उस वैल्यू को कम कर देगा. राज भाई also uses this word very regularly. That theta is nothing but, which we'll be covering in option Greeks in detail, that theta is nothing but which will eat your value and you end up in loss. So the main reason for people who end up in loss in options is because they don't know the difference between intrinsic and extrinsic value and how to deal with them during when you trade options. So I'm moving ahead. I'm moving on with my next slide. So we'll be talking about benefits of option strategy, benefits and risk associated with option strategy. So I think this will be, you want to take this up, Nitish?
Yeah. So I mean, we saw, हम लोगों ने देखा कि options have intrinsic value and time value, right? And the time value is what हम लोग Greek बोलते हैं. I mean, it's not. I mean, yeah, because जब mathematics चली थी, when options maths was created, then at that time they used Greek letters to denote अलग components जो हैं, ठीक है, derivatives basically. So we will see them. तो क्या होता है अभी, जैसे हम लोगों ने बोला कि option buying has limited downside, but option selling has unlimited downside, yes. Right? You can, as Gaurav has already emphasized, and let me underline that when you're selling options, you can lose unlimited amount of money. आपका पूरा बैंक अकाउंट खाली हो सकता है. So then who sells options and why do people sell options, right? So, I mean, and why is option selling even a thing, right? So option selling becomes a thing because you kind of offset the risk of selling one option by either buying another option or selling another option.
Absolutely.
And now when you start using options in combinations, that is what we call an option strategy, right?
Absolutely.
When you use another option, let me फिर से repeat करता हूँ कि when you use another option to offset your selling or to make your buying a little cheaper, sometimes you will sell out of the money option to make buying in the money option cheaper. So those kind of options. So you will use strategies when you use multiple options in combination. Now, what are the risks and benefits of using option strategies as opposed to naked options, right? So the first thing you've already done by using an offsetting position is that you have controlled the risk.
Yeah.
आपका unlimited downside इस साइड पे है, तो आपने थोड़ा यहाँ पर इस साइड पे limited upside रखा है, ठीक है. मार्केट एक तरफ भागी तो दूसरे लेग से आपको प्रॉफिट हो सकता है, ठीक है, या दोनों एक दूसरे को ऑफसेट कर सकते हैं. सिमिलरली आप एक ऑप्शन बेचेंगे, उसी का सिमिलर ऑप्शन खरीदेंगे, तो यू कैन हैव लोअर मार्जिन रिक्वायरमेंट, यू कैन लोअर योर मार्जिन रिक्वायरमेंट, राइट? then you can also leverage with lower risk. समझ लीजिए आप if you were going to buy an option, if you were going to buy a future or an underlying, कि आपको बहुत बड़ा पोजीशन खड़ा करते तो आपको एक 1% का आपको बेनिफिट होता है. Here आप ऑप्शन खरीद सकते हैं, so you can go long call option and then sell. Yeah.
So problem है margin वाले में आएंगे तो viewers margin इसलिए कह रहे हैं because suppose you want to buy a call option of 20 rupees of Nifty, you just have to pay 1,000 rupees, but when you end up selling that 20 rupees option only, you need 1 lakh rupee as margin to sell that option. So how to lower that margin also, Nitish is talking about that, कि आप what extra contract you can buy to lower that 1 lakh rupee to 15,000 or 20,000. That is what he's trying to say. We'll get into the details there कि वो कैसे करना है. I just thought कि someone may get confused.
Yeah. So thank you for that. Then you can, as I was saying, instead of buying a large number of shares to capitalize on a 1% move in the underlying in the share price, you can go long the call option. But then to cheapen that, you can, sell an out of the money put option. तो आपको वो cheap हो गया, but आपका leverage उतना ही है.
Absolutely.
So you're getting also, you load the risk.
Absolutely.
Finally, ऑप्शन स्ट्रैटेजीज में क्या होता है ना, देखिए आप एक आपने नेकेड पुट कॉल खरीद लिया, समझ लीजिए, you're betting on the bull market, और आपने एक नेकेड पुट खरीद लिया, तो you're betting on the bull market, सॉरी बेयर मार्केट. तो ये तो बहुत सिंपलिस्टिक चीज हो गई, बट जब आप ऑप्शन स्ट्रैटेजी करना शुरू करेंगे तब आपको पूरा 360 देखना पड़ेगा.
Exactly.
Right? So it forces you to develop a greater understanding of the market itself and of course of the option strategy, right?
Absolutely.
So these are the benefits, right? Now, similar to when we say that benefits are controlled risk, on the contrary, also profit potential is limited. You have limited your profit potential by buying a offsetting position.
By deploying, basically what we are trying to say is like whenever you deploy a strategy, it will come with a limited profit, but it will also come with a limited loss. You will not end up losing the entire premium. Suppose I'm buying a call option of 20 rupees and my view doesn't pan out. मेरा 20 rupees zero हो जाएगा. I'll wipe out my entire money that I've invested there. But if I deploy a strategy, suppose I buy a call option for 20 rupees and sell something for 15 rupees, my risk is only 5 rupees. So tell me one thing, viewers. Would you want to risk 5 rupees or would you want to risk 20 rupees? Like, it's a very simple question that I ask. That is why when we discuss about strategy, it is about controlled greed and controlled fear as well, because you know what you're losing and you know how much you're making. तो उसमें क्या होता है ना, आपका psychology भी बहुत अच्छे से play करता है, because a lot of people will ask us that I was in profit, now I'm in loss, how do I, when to book, when not to book. So वो सारे चीजें will be taken care of if you actually deploy a perfect strategy rather than going naked in buying or selling. So that is why the strategy is very important. Big hedge funds, top traders always deploy strategy and they are very consistent with the strategy. That is why they are consistent profit makers in the market rather than gamblers who gamble only on naked buying and selling.
Yeah, exactly. So similar, I mean, the benefit हमने देखा कि था, you have to have greater understanding of the market, and so it will educate you in a way, but also it challenges your understanding. So that's also a risk, So for and that risk we can see the next very next point कि समझ लीजिए आपने एक कॉल ऑप्शन बेचा, ठीक है, और आपने एक पुट ऑप्शन बेचा, राइट? तो क्या होता है, मार्केट पहले क्या होता था, अगर मैंने
So basically what Nitish is trying to say is whenever you sell to, I think this is Straddle, I think it's covering Straddle in detail, so I think वहां पे जाके करते हैं तो that will be better.
But I mean the risk, let's face the risk, right? So basically क्या है, आपने up move होता है तो आपका call option profit में रहता है, down move होता है तो आपका put option. लेकिन समझ लीजिए आपने long start कर लिया, तो आपने दोनों खरीद लिए, ठीक है, तो अब आपका रिस्क क्या है? अब तो ना प्राइस ऊपर जाने से आपको फायदा होगा, ना प्राइस नीचे जाने से उतना फायदा होगा. So you have displaced the risk. आपका रिस्क कहीं और चला गया है. अब जो आपका अंडरलाइन पे रिस्क था, अब वो रिस्क कहीं और चला गया है. So risk has become a little more abstract to understand.
Right.
ठीक है. So therefore that is a danger in strategies. Right. और हर स्ट्रैटेजी का अलग तरह से होता है. आपने जो स्ट्रैटेजी बनाने का एम होता है, हर स्ट्रैटेजी का एक मकसद होता है. स्ट्रैटेजी का मकसद अलग होता है, लॉन्ग स्ट्रैटेजी का अलग होता है, शॉर्ट स्ट्रैटेजी का अलग होता है, स्प्रेड का अलग होता है. तो आपको उस स्ट्रैटेजी के हिसाब से अब मेरा रिस्क कहाँ गया वो देखना पड़ेगा.
Absolutely.
That is, you will have to be careful about that. And finally, again, not all strategies are, foolproof.
होली ग्रेल तो कुछ है नहीं.
कोई ऐसा मार्केट में ऐसी कोई चीज नहीं है जो आप, मनी प्रिंटिंग ऑफलाइन तो ऐसा कुछ होगा, ऐसे दुनिया में कोई नहीं है चीज, वैसे मार्केट में भी नहीं है, और कुछ स्ट्रैटेजी में आपका पूरा बोल निकल सकता है।
I think I'll just quote our veteran investor, Mr. Rakesh Junjunwala here. He always says that I am a risk taker. Market is about taking risk, but I want to take that risk where I can survive to take another one. मतलब you have to, तो रिस्क अगर आप ले रहे हो तो ऐसा लीजिए कि आप कल वापस मार्केट में आके रिस्क ले सकते हो. Do not go all in gambling on some one option or two option, where आपका मार्केट में आना ही बंद हो जाएगा. So always take calculated risk where you can afford to make one more. Okay, do you want to take this?
Yeah. So there are some, again, keeping in the risk, and risk is the most least understood subject in all of trading, right? So always set stop loss orders. Okay, never don't have a stop loss. Never trade without a stop loss. Always be, once you have created a position, don't move away from the monitor, right? कुर्सी छोड़ के नहीं जाना, ठीक है? वो ड्राइविंग में ऐसा बोलते हैं, क्या what do they say? आंख हटी और दुर्घटना घटी,
नजर हटी दुर्घटना घटी,
नजर हटी दुर्घटना घटी. So always be aware. Okay, use position sizing. ठीक है? I think Mudit, we should do one session only on how to fix the stop loss and how to position size.
Exactly. Sure.
ठीक है? Position sizing, क्योंकि बहुत लोगों को लगता है बहुत आर्ट है. Many people think it's an art to do position sizing or stop loss, setting stop loss, but actually it is a science, and there are 3 or 4 methods by which people do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Mathematical methods. Okay.
Yeah, and I think when we take the expiry stream, we again say that don't risk more, don't take more positions. इसलिए we always focus on zero hero में two lots, not take more than 2 lots, or something that you can you don't mind losing 10% of your capital. That's what we always say. So that's where your position sizing comes into picture.
10% is too much for me.
नहीं, suppose
मैं तो 2% रखता हूँ.
It depends on trader to trader. That's there's no holy grail for that.
2% के ऊपर कभी नहीं.
या तो वो पोजीशन जो आपको ब्लड प्रेशर इशू ना दे.
मैं बता रहा हूँ, see, this is one thing I love to say in my webinars and in all my events, is that trading should not excite you.
Exactly.
If you are trading and you are feeling excited when your position is standing in the market, you are doing something wrong. आपका कहीं ना कहीं आप रिस्क और आपको पता है कि I'm doing something wrong, इसीलिए आपका ब्लड प्रेशर हाई होता है, राइट? जो ऑनेस्ट आदमी होता है, जो ऑनेस्ट एग्जाम देता है, उसको कभी डर नहीं होता कि मैं पकड़ा जाऊंगा. चीटर ही पकड़ा जाता है हमेशा, मतलब चीटर को ही हमेशा डर रहता है. सो डोंट बी अ चीटर, डोंट चीट योरसेल्फ. Always know exactly what you're doing. If trading is giving you excitement or blood pressure, do not trade. Stop trading. Go and do some normal work.
Do investing.
Yeah. Right. Great. And lastly, stay disciplined, and that will also come in the next webinar. So stay tuned for the next one.
So I'll just add one thing. The most profitable traders are the ones who do boring jobs daily. That is why, because whenever you're disciplined, you're doing some mundane, boring thing. But if you're doing boring stuff in the market, definitely you'll be a good trader. That is coming from experience, and I think Nitish would also agree with that.
I mean, we have talked to many, veteran traders and highly accomplished traders who are managing other people's money also. And I've never seen them excited about it.
Exactly.
कभी नहीं देखा है. So don't treat the market like a casino, or else it will treat you like a gambler and it will take your clothes off.
Yeah. And the house always wins, so the market will always end up winning.
Yeah.
So what we'll be discussing here is option selling strategy. There is a strategy that Nitish would be discussing. What strategy, how to execute it, that entire thing will be taken care of by Nitish. So moving on, I think first, before moving to the strategy, we want to talk about Greeks. ये है चार चीजें, but ये आपके सबसे important 4 चीजें हैं. If you want to get into options, if you want to trade options, whatever sort of buying, selling, जो भी है, you have to know them in and out. If you are not hands-on with the Greeks, you will not end up making money. You will end up losing money only. So please pay proper attention to these 4 Greeks. Let Nitish explain this, and I'll also chip in whenever I can.
Yeah. So, guys, I think we will, I will kind of, attenuate. Greeks की complete understanding बहुत कम लोगों को दुनिया में है. Complete understanding, 100% understanding. Literally, लोग PhD course होते हैं, and there are academic papers that are written about Greeks. So don't worry about having perfect understanding of Greeks, but understand कि working knowledge क्या है, मतलब what do you need to know about the Greeks? So for example, delta. What do you need to know about the delta? You need to know कि जब मेरा अंडरलाइन जो है निफ्टी, बैंक निफ्टी, रिलायंस, व्हाटएवर ऑप्शन यू टेकन, व्हेन अंडरलाइन मूव्स बाय 1 रुपी अप और डाउन, मेरा ऑप्शन अप और डाउन कितना हो जाएगा, ठीक है. सो इफ आई एम ऑलरेडी इन द मनी, माय चेंज विल नॉट बी दैट मच. व्हेयरएज इफ आई एम आउट ऑफ द मनी, ठीक है, कि एक तरह से ना जो बोला था इंश्योरेंस, राइट, इंश्योरेंस खरीद के रखा हुआ है. सो इफ आई बॉट इंश्योरेंस दैट that the market will go above 21,900, then if the market goes above 29,100, मेरा like my option becomes in the money, moneyness increase हो जाती है. So that's what delta is कि how much money will you make or lose when the underlying goes up or down by a certain amount.
Okay, so I think I'll take some mathematical example here, that would be better. So viewers always remember, these big traders will come and say कि मैं 30 का डेल्टा पे 30 के डेल्टा पे खेलता हूँ, या 0.5 के डेल्टा, 30 मतलब 0.3 के डेल्टा पे खेलता हूँ, या 0.5 के डेल्टा पे खेलता हूँ. ऑलवेज रिमेंबर डेल्टा का रेंज इज 0 to 1. ओके, 0 to 1, तो इट कैन गो फ्रॉम 0.00 to 1.00. मैक्स इज 1, minimum is 0. So there are three things I've always spoken about: ATM, ITM, and OTM. For a call option, the in the money option will have a higher delta. The at the money option will have somewhere around 0.5, 0.5 around, and out of the money will have 0.4, 0.2, 0.19. It will move on till 0.00. Okay, so this is the range for delta. And how do we trade? So suppose Nitish, आपको मैं बोलता हूँ कि 0.5 का डेल्टा है, तो and Nifty has a 100 point move. So I can easily calculate 100 into 0.5.
Yeah.
So viewers, your call option का delta is 0.5 and Nifty has moved 100 points. So just multiply 100 into 0.5. That value, please add it to your option premium. That is the level of movement you can expect, and that is the level how option derivative traders derive their target. कि यहाँ इतना पॉइंट का मूव मैं निफ्टी में एक्सपेक्ट कर रहा हूँ, इतना का डेल्टा है, इतना मिला तो this would be my ideal target, and that's how people set their target. And same goes on the stop loss. But I think let's focus on target and then
अच्छा, टारगेट सेटिंग में फिर आपका ये फिर एक और आ जाता है गामा.
राइट,
गामा आ जाता है, राइट, क्योंकि when the market moves, अगर आप 100 पॉइंट मूव करें, एंड आजकल तो ऑलमोस्ट डेली हो रहा है 50 ऊपर नीचे, ठीक है. सो एज योर ऑप्शन कम्स इन द मनी, इज डेल्टा चेंजेस. Absolutely. Is delta changes. So therefore, it's not a linear equation, it's a quadratic equation.
Absolutely.
Right? And that quadratic equation का जो second factor है, जो square वाला factor है, वो गामा है.
Exactly.
ठीक है. So moneyness जब target set करते हैं तब गामा ज्यादा यूज करते हैं.
Absolutely.
ठीक है.
तो देखिए, एक डाउट मैं यहाँ पे पूछ लेता हूँ आपसे, क्योंकि हमारे व्यूअर्स भी ये पूछेंगे कि आपने बोला इन द मनी का डेल्टा 0.5 से 1 की तरफ जाता है, और वो बोलेंगे अभी आउट ऑफ द मनी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट इन द मनी हो रहा है, तो मेरा डेल्टा वैल्यू कहाँ से चेंज करता है? तो कैन आई इजीली से दैट माय डेल्टा का वैल्यू इज टेकन केयर बाय माय गामा
का वैल्यू.
परफेक्ट. तो व्यूअर्स, keep this in mind. Delta and gamma are your friends if you're an option buyer, and that is why option sellers का सबसे बड़ा दुश्मन गामा होता है, डेल्टा नहीं, क्योंकि गामा ही है जो डेल्टा को एक्सेलरेट करके ऊपर बढ़ाते जाता है.
Right. So in fact to an extent, in Greeks का क्या है, if you look at Black-Scholes जो सेशन 3 में कवर हुआ था, Black-Scholes जो हम यूज करते हैं वो हम लोग यूज करते हैं उसका एक सॉल्ट, एक्चुअल Black-Scholes फॉर्मूला है, उसमें खाली ग्रीक्स ही है.
एग्जैक्टली.
there are no other factors. खाली ग्रीक्स के बेसिस पे वो होता है.
Yeah.
ठीक है.
So viewers, Black-Scholes, you can Google it, BLACK Black-Scholes model है. That's how your option pricing is determined, where you put multiple factors that you can Google and calculate on your own. We're not getting into the details of that. So Nitish, I think हमने भी डेल्टा और गामा कवर किया है. तो कैन आई से हमने अब तक सिर्फ ऑप्शन बाइंग की तरफ की चीजें कवर की है. मैं एक और बार आपसे मैथमेटिक्स पर डाल देता हूँ, सो दैट हमारे व्यूअर्स भी साथ में रहे.
सेलिंग में स्ट्रैटेजी में आएगा ना. स्ट्रैटेजीज में तो डेल्टा इज किंग, राइट. डेल्टा so when you get into strategies, right, into option strategies, it all depends on what strategy you're using, and accordingly that Greek will become important to you. Okay. अब जैसे हम लोग करेंगे, अगर शॉर्ट सैडल करेंगे या लॉन्ग सैडल करेंगे, तो हमारे लिए सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट क्या है? डेल्टा न्यूट्रल.
राइट.
तो ऑल्दो अगर हम लोग ऑप्शन सेल करेंगे, सैडल सेल करेंगे, एंड वी विल जस्ट शॉर्टली सी इट, ठीक है, तो देन इट बिकम्स इंपॉर्टेंट कि इसका थीटा कितना है मेरे लिए और इसका डेल्टा कितना ऑफसेट है।
एब्सोल्युटली, आई थिंक वो सब कर देंगे।
हाँ,
डेल्टा में एक चीज बोल दूं, डेल्टा इज नथिंग बट व्यूअर्स द मूव। मार्केट में जो मूव आती है उसको हम डेल्टा ही कहते हैं, बिकॉज वहीं से ऑप्शन का प्राइस आता है। सो डेल्टा इज नथिंग बट द मूव दैट विल कम इन द मार्केट, स्टॉक का मूव या स्टॉक का प्राइस मूवमेंट ऊपर नीचे जैसे हो रहा है। नितिश इज वन ऑफ द ग्रेटेस्ट एक्सपर्ट्स, एंड मैं थोड़ा एकदम नीचे लेके आता हूँ उनको। मेन चीज ये।
तो why don't you explain theta
नहीं, आप ही करो, मैं नहीं करने वाला।
नहीं, so I think you'll be able to more convey it in
नहीं, आप करो ना।
ठीक है, okay. So theta, guys, so when you buy an insurance policy, right? When you buy an insurance policy, so you know, then theta becomes theta is how much time is remaining to the expiry of the policy.
Yeah.
So एक बार expiry, एक बार policy expire हो गई, उसका तो worthless है वो, right? Similarly, अगर मैंने call option खरीद के रखा हुआ है या मैंने call option बेच के रखा हुआ है, if it expires out of the money, तो उसका तो वैल्यू खत्म है, कोई है ही नहीं। तो थीटा इज मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर आउट ऑफ द मनी ऑप्शंस, ठीक है, क्योंकि दैट इज हाउ क्विकली योर पोजीशन इज गोइंग टू एक्सपायर वर्थलेस।
Exactly.
और इफ यू सोल्ड इट, देन हाउ यू फाइनली पॉकेट व्हाटएवर यू सोल्ड इट फॉर।
Yeah, I think we can use the example here that 193 is the value of 21,500, which was quoting at 231. तो viewers, जो वो ऊपर का एक्स्ट्रा वैल्यू है ना, वो ही थीटा है, वो ही वैल्यू कट जाएगा। तो जो ऑप्शन का वैल्यू जो 231 से 193 पे आएगा, अगर निफ्टी ये लेवल पे सस्टेन कर जाता है, then 40 odd points is nothing but your theta. That is what we are trying to say. तो एनीथिंग फ्रॉम एक्सट्रिंसिक वैल्यू टू इंट्रिंसिक वैल्यू आए, उसी को हम कहते हैं थीटा। डीके आ गया।
You can say that.
Yeah.
ठीक है। Although I mean just to see is that there is some other values also in besides time value.
Yes.
No? So there will be volatility and so on. So अगर volatility भी गिर गई तो भी वो extrinsic value चली जाएगी वो, right? So now we have come to volatility Vega, right? So अभी we will see very shortly again. I mean, we're kind of front running. Maybe we should have done the strategy first. But you know, when you buy a straddle or when you sell a straddle, you've achieved delta neutrality.
Yeah.
Assuming that you're ATM, right? Assuming you're ATM, you're delta neutral. ठीक है। अब आप डेल्टा न्यूट्रल हो और आप straddle खरीद रहे हो, बेच रहे हो, तो आपका फायदा कहाँ से हो रहा है?
राइट।
आपका फायदा हो रहा है उसके वेगा से।
राइट।
ठीक है। अगर उसमें उसका वेगा अच्छा है, if you got high वेगा, ठीक है, then you're actually buying or selling volatility.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not buying or selling the underlying.
Absolutely.
Right. So then vega becomes important. Vega is the sensitivity of an option price to the change in the implied volatility, which is one of the 5 Black-Scholes factors.
I'll just reiterate here. Vega is nothing but, guys, 2 things. आप इंडिया विक्स देख लीजिए एक बार. Your VIX is nothing but a volatility index. VIX is the thing. And अगर आप option chain देखोगे ना, you'll have IV there, implied volatility. That implied volatility comes in with the volatility in that particular script. So basically, if it's any stock or any index, event के पहले या whenever we expect that anything can happen in the market, when there is a lot of uncertainty in the market, आपका volatility ऊपर जाता है। तो volatility right now, if you talk about India VIX, it is hovering somewhere near 13, बट हम कोविड के टाइम पे जब थे वो 89 90 तक भी जा चुका था। तो आप खुद ही सोचिए कि 13 का जो विक्स अभी है वो कोविड टाइम में हमने 88 89 पे देखा है। दैट शोज दैट अनसर्टेनिटी कितना है मार्केट में। सो सपोज इसको और ब्रेक करने की मैं कोशिश करूंगा, तो सपोज किसी भी ऑप्शन प्राइस का वोलेटिलिटी इज 20%, सो इट सजेस्ट दैट कि इस प्राइस का वैल्यू 20% ऊपर नीचे कभी भी हो सकता है। That is what the volatility says, and whenever your volatility rises, your option prices rise. Okay, that is why they say कि जब भी एक बड़ा gap up या gap down हो, do not buy option, sell option. Why? Because volatility is high, your options are overpriced, और volatility थोड़ा भी गिरा और प्राइस में मूवमेंट भी आया, आपका ऑप्शन का वैल्यू बढ़ेगा नहीं, वो घटने ही वाला है। That is why we have a lot of VOI short traders known as vol short traders in the market. VOL, sorry, vol short traders, जो volatility पकड़ के उसको short करके पैसे बनाते हैं। These are the technical terms in the market, and Nitesh rightly said कि Vega is nothing but आपका Vega और time value दो चीजें होती है जो एक ऑप्शन के प्राइस को डिटरमाइन करती है।
Correct.
Nitish और गौरव, कुछ questions हैं. There are some questions by our customers.
Yeah.
विष्णु शाह पूछ रहे हैं that ICICI डायरेक्ट ब्रोकरेज प्लान कौन सा सही है? विष्णु जी, हम एक पूरा डिटेल लिंक डाल देते हैं कमेंट्स के अंदर, आप वहां पे देख सकते हैं. सो वी हैव प्राइम प्लान, वी हैव नियो प्लान. Neo plan is basically which reduces your option. जब आप ट्रेड करते हो options and futures तो उसका प्राइस कम करता है, whereas prime plan is for delivery. वहां पे भी आपका प्राइस कम होता है और MTF के रेट्स भी वहां पे कम हो जाते हैं. तो हम आपको एक डिटेल डिस्क्रिप्शन डाल देंगे. Apart from that, Natarajan Iyer sir is asking that which is more important, delta, gamma, or any other? Which one is more important?
Okay, I should take it. Okay, sir. It depends on what type of a trader you are. Are you an option buyer or you are an option seller? If you're an option buyer, for you the most important the Greeks are delta and gamma, because that's how your price में movement कैसे आएगी आप वो देखोगे. But you have to have a theta would be of second importance, not of first importance. And whenever you are an option seller, your theta would be the main Greek, but you have to keep a check on gamma, because gamma can destroy your profits, because gamma अगर fast बढ़ा तो option का price fast बढ़ेगा, and since you're a seller, if the price moves fast, you may end up making losses. So it depends on what type of a trader you are, buyer, seller, and that's how you can give the importance to the Greek based on your position.
Okay, I would just like to add to that, is that, right, again, it's depends on the kind of strategy you're deploying, right? So if you're simply buying a naked call and you're thinking कि एक महीने में something will go up, right, and the underlying will go up, then maybe you need to take a look at theta so that you don't end up buying a near dated option.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe अगर आपका महीना एक महीने का bet है, ठीक है, you're thinking in 1 month something is going to happen, then don't buy that month's expiry. By the next month's expiry, because this month's expiry, by the time that date comes around, 1 month ending, उसका theta will have an impact on the price. Exactly. Right? Theta में वो आपका जितना profit है वो जितना जाएगा, right? Exactly. So by the next month's expiry. Yeah. Okay. If you're taking a positional call like that, also if you're doing a strategy, right? If you're combining legs and you're combining different options to enter into a position, then it depends upon the kind of strategy you're deploying and what you want to do with that strategy. Okay, then respectively that will come. As we said, the risk you have, in option strategies, one of the risks of option strategy we mentioned was that it kind of obfuscates the risk where it is coming from.
Absolutely.
It's no longer coming from the underlying if it's delta neutral. It is no longer coming from the underlying if you're trading theta.
Yeah.
Right. If you're doing intraday shorts or selling kind of strategy.
Absolutely. I think there are questions regarding where can we find Greeks on our platform. I think दिखाई देते हैं सीधा.
Let's go.
I think so viewers were asking ki where can we find the Greeks and all on our ICICI platform. Let's do a live demonstration for that. How do we go ahead? So Nitish, you would be the best.
So Mudit will do it and we handhold.
So guys, I am not
out of the screen. You guys take over.
I am not an expert at options. I've just started understanding this very recently. So मैं आपको screen दिखाता हूँ and Nitish will be able to guide me.
Yeah.
Where do I see?
So you are now on the FNO homepage, right?
Yes.
Click on FNO right up there.
Yes.
Right, and you land at the FNO homepage.
Yes.
Now you will see Smart Tools menu. Right. You can go into Strategy Builder. So here you see for any given underlying, here you can change the underlying also, guys, and you can change the expiry date. So here let's put bank CNX bank. Right. So that's bank Nifty's this thing, and you can change the expiry if you to whatever you want. Okay. Now you will see the entire option chain below. Here you will see all the Greeks. Right. So let's go column by column. Now here the first two columns we're looking at the put side now because that's slightly convenient. Bid quantity, bid price, as quantity, as price. Why is this important? This is important because now you know how much liquidity there is. Okay, अगर liquidity नहीं है उसमें, तो don't get into it. Okay, right. Do not get into options which have or any strategy which requires you to buy an illiquid option. क्यों?
Because there will be no buyer or seller if I am taking the opposite position.
Right. So liquidity determines two things. Okay. Number one, is the price accurate?
Right.
Okay. If there's very little liquidity, then maybe it was the price was from 1 hour ago, or maybe even 1 day ago. In some cases, many days ago. Okay. Then the price is not correct, and you end up paying too much for whatever option. Either paying too much or getting too little.
Understand.
Second reason why you should look for liquidity is that if it's not traded, आपको exit कैसे मिलेगी वहां से?
Right.
ठीक है. You will not be able to find a counterparty, right? If you're selling or buying, you might not be able to exit that position. So वो risk आ जाता है. So दो मोटे reason है.
So liquidity is basically bid quantity or ask quantity. That is what you mean by liquidity, right?
Yes.
This number.
Both sides should be healthy.
Yes.
Okay. They should have good liquidity on both sides. Okay. Next we see the change in LTP. and the LTP itself, right? So here also it should not be a very big number. Okay. IV, now IV is, as we discussed, it was the heart of the matter. It is the volatility of the option. उस contract पे कितनी volatility है? ठीक है. Also notice one thing. What do you see IV is doing here?
It's reducing.
It's reducing, right? So IV क्या होता है? Is not constant across the option chain. We call it the volatility smirk or the volatility smile. At the money will have the lowest volatility, and out of the money will have greater volatility.
Right.
Okay. Then we have OI. OI also, change in OI will give you a good idea कि यहाँ पर क्या action हो रहा है. And this is in lakhs, right? So it's not it looks like a decimal number, but it's actually a huge quantities being changed, right? So let us look at what we came here today for option selling. We're figuring out our sell option. Now, selling a naked option is khatron khiladi, right? It's dangerous. So therefore, we're going to sell both sides.
Okay.
Now let's go to what is the ATM, what is the market right now? 47,823 right now. So therefore, our ATM is either 47,800 or 47,900. People, okay, so there are two methods of figuring out what is ATM. Okay. ATM, एक method होता है, which is used in VIX. VIX methodology में ये होता है कि you find the call option right below the spot price.
Okay.
Right below. Okay. So in that method, this 47,800 strike will be called the ATM. Okay. The other method is that you find which is closest to the spot.
Shortest distance
to the spot, which is more, normal traders के लिए ज़्यादा convention होता है. So for 823, again 800 is 800 closer one.
But if the market was at, say, for example, 47,880, right?
Yeah.
Then my shortest distance would have been 47,900, right?
Correct.
Okay, there is a question. So there is Hari FM asking, when we pledge shares and use it for FNO margin, basically taking SAM probably, share as margin करके, there is a charge of 24 rupees for pledging. Is there any other charge also used for using this facility? So can I explain?
Yeah. Please.
So Hari, for our charges, there is a 50-50 margin rule which has come up from the exchange. So what happens is, like, suppose you have 10 lakh rupees of worth of shares and you have pledged that. First of all, there is a haircut that a broker will give you. That haircut depends on the group of share you have, whether you have a A group share, B group share, or a C group share. Basically, it is about having blue chips, mid cap, and small cap. Based on that, the haircut is decided by the broker. And suppose I'm taking a share like a Reliance Industry, just an example, no recommendation or nothing, and I have a haircut of 20%. So आपका 10 लाख के जगह पे आपको 8 लाख का मार्जिन मिला, ठीक है? And you are deploying your position for 8 lakh rupees. So you should have 50% of the cash in your account, or else you will be charged some interest. That is the rule that comes in. But every broker will have different rules set up for them. We ICICI's we will have, I think, different plans will have different margin.
So we have 100%, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, that is one of the main things with ICICI. And this product that we have worked very hard to build.
Yeah.
So we give you 100% SAM after the haircut.
Perfect.
Okay. No other broker gives this.
Yeah.
Okay. And for intraday, there is 0% interest.
Okay.
0% interest. And if there are some plans in, some prime plans in which you can get 0% interest even for positional trades.
Perfect.
You'll have to explore our pricing page a little bit for that.
Yeah.
We will share the pricing page as a
Yeah.
part of.
So as a rule, what is there by SEBI and what ICICI offers, we have cleared both for you. Okay.
Yeah.
Greeks कहाँ पे दिखेगा इस question?
Greeks will come to the analysis.
Okay. So viewers who are asking कि Greeks कहाँ दिखेगा, theta, delta and all, वो हम लोग जब एक strategy बना देंगे तब आपको दिखाते हैं, right?
So let's sell ATM, whatever you feel like ATM is. Let's sell one on each side.
So I'll sell a ATM put.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And an ATM call.
I'll sell an ATM call.
Yeah. Now we see the Greeks. Okay. Now we see the Greeks here.
So
now we see the Greeks here. So first of all, because we have entered at the same place, at the same strike, we have done it. So therefore, you see that first of all, delta. Here you see -8 ka delta is getting cancelled by plus 6 ka delta, and what you're left with is relatively insignificant amount of delta in your position.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
We call this delta hedging.
Okay.
Okay. We call this delta hedging because when you sell a put and sell a call, or buy a put and buy a call, the deltas are offset.
Understand.
Okay.
Understand.
Now deltas are offset, and similarly you'll see that even the gamma has offset to quite an extent. Now theta, right? So this is why option selling may typically people do this. So delta is hedged, okay, and your theta is summed up. So now you're getting from both sides. Now if both, if and we'll see. Okay, let's see the analysis part, right? Deltas are pay attention. Deltas have cancelled and the thetas have added. Let's analyze this position to see how it will work in the market. We clicked analyze and just zoomed in on that chart. Okay. So today's payoff. So, the idea is that theoretically on expiry, I can make maximum of 11,900 rupees on this.
Right.
The condition is that the market should not move more than from either 48 to below 46 or above on this side 45, 48.
Yes.
Okay. So if the market remains in this 200 point range, I will make money.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Right.
I will make money. Right. So that is what option sellers go for. Ki market एक range में रहे, range bound market,
right,
and I will make money. And typically people, people do this intraday only because intraday is when they have the least risk, and also gap up and gap down the risk नहीं रहता है.
Understand.
Okay, gap up and gap down would be the greatest risk for me.
Yes.
Okay.
In this kind of a strategy.
In this kind of a strategy.
Right. Right.
Right.
Now, someone is asking margin requirement. What is the margin requirement?
Yeah, so margin right now, it shows the theoretical this thing. Actually, you should get a margin benefit here. Okay. The margin requirement, it'll be more easy to see when you go into basket. Okay. So let's take it to the basket. Let's take the strategy to the basket.
Add to the basket.
Yeah, add to basket.
And I can also download an Excel which will show.
That is an amazing feature. I mean, nobody else gives this feature. You can download the entire sheet in Excel. Okay. Other than the chart, everything else will come out to your output in Excel.
Okay.
Okay. So a lot of people like to do that, when they're calculating their own Greeks, and pura, IV smile and delta smile also right. So here you see the margin benefit, right? So what my margin would have been 1,91,000 something. It has come down to 1,14,000. So this is what we were saying when we say margin benefit. One of the benefits is that I can play the strategy for a lower margin. Okay. Right? So we have received almost like 70 odd thousand margin benefit.
Understand. Now, Anup Roy is asking, after making short strangle in strategy builder and after saving the strategy, if I trade one leg get executed and other leg is not visible, either in open position, order book, nor in trade book.
Yeah. So, I mean, typically this will be a problem of liquidity.
Okay.
That's why, we give those columns so that you can see the liquidity in that leg and not go for that strategy only if the liquidity is not there.
Understand.
Okay.
Understand. So basically, if I'll get back to this and I'll come to strategy builder. And if the liquidity is low at one leg, then there is a possibility that my order will not get executed. One leg might not get executed.
One leg, and you are exposed naked on the other leg.
Understand.
Right.
So somebody is then again asking, what is the range here?
Yeah.
So if I put in, say for example, let us take in long strangle, right?
Yeah.
So long strangle, correct me if I'm wrong. If I have to buy
straddle.
Sorry, long straddle, right?
Yeah.
I have to buy one at ATM and I have to
buy
again an ATM, right? And the payoff will be like this.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is typically when you're expecting a large market move.
Right.
Okay. That one leg or the other will hit this thing.
Yes.
So this is like, tossing two coins.
Right.
And expecting कि इनमें एक में lottery लगी जाएगी.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But of course, you're more intelligent than that, and you're probably not treating it like a lottery.
Right.
But the thing is that, and typically people will deploy long straddle for more dated, for longer this thing. Because market has, like we said, right? People like to sell straddles intraday because that way you don't get exposed to the overnight risk, right? Market gap up, gap down.
Right.
Similar, so the counter to that is people like to enter long straddles for months, at a time.
Okay.
So can I say short straddle is a very good intraday strategy?
Short straddle is primarily an intraday strategy, and intraday you should do intraday only.
Right.
Okay. Don't expose yourself to mindless risk and try to hold a short straddle.
Understand.
Okay.
And what does this range mean, Nitish?
Range is about view. So how much up and down this thing you want to see. This movement kitna aap dekhna chahte hain
Okay.
isme.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So here we're digging into, because we're doing intraday, we don't expect large moves in the market, so
Right.
therefore we're doing this.
Right.
Also, people who are interested in the Greeks, you can also see how your Greeks will change. We talk about Greeks changing, right?
Right.
So this is how your Greek will change as it gets more in the money, right? As it gets more out of the money, right? Similarly, you can see gamma and you can see theta, right? So theta, note this, guys. So let's look at theta in the long term. You see, so as time goes on, okay. No. So this is for with the underlines. Theta, okay, fine. That's fair enough. And Vega. Right.
So basically, this gives me an overview of what my strategy is going to look like. And if I do place an order, what is the expected payoff that I'm going to get?
Right.
Right.
So for people who are learning this for the first time and see this for the first time, payoff is the most important thing to understand. Just simply understand the payoff of your strategy.
Right.
Right.
Fine. So this payoff will help me understand, okay, fine, I've taken this position. If the market moves +5 or -5%, what is the kind of money that I might end?
You will know exactly at which points you have to look out for. So this is the most important part. You have to look out for the part where the lines cross the axis, because it is only above this axis that you are profitable.
Right.
So as a straddle buyer, right, I will only be profitable if market moves above 21,927 or if it goes below 21,600.
Right.
Okay.
And on an intraday, that kind of move is like almost impossible, right? Like, I mean, it will happen very, very rarely.
Very rarely. So that's why this is more of a long term.
So if I reset this and I do again come back to the previous intraday strategy that we were looking at. So let us sell this and sell this. And again, I'll not choose -100 to 100 because it's an intraday strategy. I'll look at shorter movement. And my maximum profit is possible to be 8,000 rupees on Nifty.
Right. Correct. Right. So typically, if you're, typically you will do this almost every day, right? You will just come sell a straddle and have stop losses on both legs. Don't forget stop loss on both legs, guys. Stop losses on both legs.
Right. Understand. So Nitish, let us just explain this again by using a chart and graph, which we can just.
So rather than charting, we can look at the chart and the graph. Right. But remember, see, again, now here is where selling is important, is useful. Right? Selling is useful on expiry days.
Understand.
Okay. And now that almost every day is an expiry, you can sell it, you can come. Share. In fact, like gentleman as Sam, right? Shares margin. This is something I want all retail market to know. See, because anyone who's trading, typically you will have 20 lakh, 30 lakh equity portfolio, right? Let's say even if you put a haircut of 30%, out of 30 lakh portfolio, you can trade 20 lakh.
Right.
Okay. And this is something that I've seen every HNI do. Every HNI does this. Bar none. People who have 100 crore, 10 crore portfolios, they all do this.
Okay.
Less the portfolio का return तो आपको आ ही रहा है, ठीक है? Portfolio पे whatever smartness you've done and उसको तो आएगा ही आपको. उसके ऊपर से on a daily basis you make tens of thousands.
Understand.
Okay. Without paying a single rupee cash by 100% Sam. Okay. 100% Sam.
So basically आप क्या कहने का कोशिश कर रहे हो कि अगर मेरे पास 10 लाख का पोर्टफोलियो है, मैं उसको प्लेज कर देता हूँ एंड मुझे मतलब 10 लाख का और एक्सपोजर मिल सकता है इन द मार्केट एंड इफ आई प्ले दिस स्मार्टली, राइट, सो दैट 10 lakh is anyway earning some money over and above that. With this 10 lakh, even if I'm getting decent returns, that's okay, right?
Exactly.
Right? That's okay.
And if you want to even reduce the risk, go from a short straddle to a short strangle.
Okay.
Go more out of money.
Okay.
You'll make less money, but you'll suffer less uncertainty.
Understand.
Right? And always at the stop loss, always with the right position sizing, so you don't wipe out your amount, right?
Understand.
And because you're selling, see, again, this is another trick to selling. Because you're selling, you can set your stop loss at precisely the point where it crosses the axis. कि अगर यहाँ पर इसके पास भी गया तो उसको square off कर दो भाई, मुझे नहीं चाहिए.
Okay.
ठीक है.
So I don't make any, I'll make very limited loss.
You will make very limited losses, or if the stop loss holds, if there's no slippage in the stop loss, then you may not lose any money. Okay.
There's a question. Balveer Singh is asking, delta value ranges from 0 to 1, whereas delta on my screen shows 50 rupees, 54.8. Can you just mention that it is in terms of price? The money,
yeah.
It is not in terms of value, it is in terms of money.
It's terms of money, right. Because we thought it, we've given it in terms of money because we thought it would be more calculable, ज़्यादा tangible होगा.
Okay. So can you just explain to me, Nitish, once, what do you mean by that?
See, delta ranges from 0 to 1, right? Yeah. But in real life, how much money will you make on this option, given how much price you paid for it, given the underlying, that is in rupee terms.
Okay.
So mental calculation करनी पड़ती है. And by the way, it's also multiplied by lot size. So lot space factored in. Because we thought, a lot of places people make mistakes in option trading is because the percentage terms are not intuitive. Single quantity के basis पे it's not intuitive. So people don't have to think and make a mental multiplication by the lot size. So therefore we've given lot multiplied.
Understood. Okay. Pradeep Kumar is asking, so sir, Pradeep sir, what we are planning is for all the sessions now, we will try to host these slides in the logged in section of our website. So once you open an account, you will be able to access these slides. We haven't hosted it yet, but we'll be hosting it soon.
I think same question is from Mr. DB.
Yeah.
Just above.
Yeah. Anup is asking, I have a brokerage plan of 4999. I have pledged portfolio and got rupees 4.47 lakh. I do option selling positional strategy where I can see the interest charged to me. Anup, we can come back this question. Anup Raji, we will come back to this question. We'll give you an exact place where you can see all these charges and margins, and you'll be able to see them. Fine. So I think we can just quickly cover this. We have covered this in enough depth.
I think we've already gone over it. Yeah. So now so again here when we saw that strategy builder,
right,
the idea was that you're in the green,
right,
as long as you're above
yes,
above the
in this
axis,
range,
right? In this range,
right.
So when to use is when you believe the underlying will not exhibit significant volatility, and again coming back, the least volatility is intraday.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Intraday, in fact, somebody did I'm sure you Gaurav, you've also done this analysis. If you take the entire market since it started and you remove all the gap ups, okay, remove all the gap ups, market would hardly have moved.
Yeah. It is like, I think Mudit only gave me that data. I remember. There were only 22 instances where market has moved in a manner of more than 2%.
Yeah.
After gap up के बाद 2% बहुत रह गया. And 22 events in past, I think 15 odd years.
Yeah.
That is what Mudit has. Mudit himself is a very good data guy. He knows everything, but he'll be very humble and say कि मुझे आता नहीं है.
Yeah, so this is basically we using Breeze API data only. Nitish, basically your session.
Yeah.
We try to analyze that how many times the market has moved more than 2%.
Yes.
From the previous close to the open. That's basically the gap up, or probably the gap down also we saw.
Yeah.
And in last, I think 10-15 years, there were 22 such instances.
So some 4 or 5 years ago, another friend of mine had done this analysis that if you remove all the gap ups, and he found, I think 13 or 14 gap ups, that measure the entire market. Otherwise, the market is almost flat.
Yeah.
Okay. And that also makes sense in a way because market is open from 9:15 to 3:30.
Right.
Roughly 6.5 hours, right? In a day of 24 hours of constant events happening, wars and pandemics and this and that, most of the information discovery is when the market is down.
Market is.
If you see today also, market is showing 200 point up, but market opened only somewhere near 21,653. From open market is only 60 points up. That's the gap up of more than 120, 30 odd points, which has taken this value to 200. But if you it has only stayed in that, it's only up 60.
Right. So that's the whole. So again, why is this relevant? We're not just. This is relevant because that's what makes option selling possible.
Exactly.
And that's what makes selling straddles possible, and that to expiry day.
Right.
So all the pieces are now fallen in place.
Right.
हमको थीटा पता है कि आज जो expiry है तो out of the money वर्चेस एक्सपायर होना ही है.
Right.
We know that for a
Right.
fact. We know कि intraday market इतना move होनी नहीं चाहिए.
Right.
ठीक है. So that is why people can consistently perform the strategy and their delta is also hedged. तो market में थोड़ा बहुत छोटा मोटा move हुआ, as long as it's not outside that range, the triangle that we saw,
Right.
you're still making some money. Right?
Agree.
And because you have 0% SAM, you can do it without any cash.
Understand.
This is a technical question. Should I take this up?
Yeah, please. Gaurav, please.
Yeah.
So, Balbir sir is asking the four terms that come in. That is the long build-up, short build-up, long unwinding, and short covering. So, sir, first of all, you need to know two things here. One is the price, and one is open interest. When I say open interest, this is not the call open interest, but the futures open interest. So, you'll have two open interest. एक होता है call option chain में जो आप देखते हो, एक होता है जो future में भी आता है. So, what is a long build-up? If you have a pen and a paper, sir, आप एक just make a quadrant जहाँ पे आप चार जगह में उसको divide कर सकते हो. Basically, okay, I think Mojit is helping us with something. Just give us a minute. Okay, just make a quadrant. Okay, yeah. ठीक है. So whenever your price is up, price is positive, मतलब आपका green price है, and your OI is also positive. Price is positive and OI is also positive. That is long build-up. So write it down. Price positive, OI positive, long build-up. Okay. Next is short covering. Price positive, OI negative. That is short covering. Okay. Balbir sir, are you there with me on this? Price positive, OI positive, long build-up. Price positive, OI negative, short covering. These two means bullishness. Okay, let's talk about short build-up. Price down, OI up. When I say price down, OI up, that is short build-up. Price down, OI up. Matlab price is down, but OI is up. That means short build-up. And next is price down, OI also down. That means long unwinding. Balbir sir, are you there with me? अगर आपको समझा है. What is he saying? We have to see the call and puts. No, sir, you don't have to see this. Long build-up and short build-up, I'm talking about in normal terms of in terms of your position being built in the market. Option chain ka long build-up, unwinding and all those stuff. Clearly, that will require at least a 15-20 minute explanation. I think what we can do is we can have one more session on options where we can take these doubts. Yeah, I think that will make sense because right now we are short on time as well, and it's a 20-minute thing. Okay, मेरे को आपको option chain, option data, OI और वो सब में बताना पड़ेगा.
And Balbir sir, हम इसके बारे में ना एक आर्टिकल भी लिख के डाल देंगे डिस्क्रिप्शन में, आप उसको पढ़ सकते हैं. You will be able to see it.
Yeah. Okay, please.
Yeah.
So I think we covered this.
We covered it.
Yeah. So I'll just take a recap because अभी मैं भी expert हो गया आप लोगों की तरह. So I'll just take a quick recap. So guys, आप FNO पे जाइए, login करके वेबसाइट के अंदर. You go to strategy builder. You will be able to see smart tools. Smart tools को आप क्लिक करेंगे, वहाँ पे strategy builder पे क्लिक कीजिए. There you will see the option chain. You can choose the underlying, whether it's Bank Nifty, it's Nifty. You can also choose stock options. Single stock options you can choose. Then you choose the relevant expiry date. And as we said that when you are doing a straddle, when you're doing a short straddle, then typically intraday type का position लेना चाहिए. When you're doing a long straddle, then you'll try to be like more, like more long dated options, right? And then when you're trying to buy say for example, you're buying a short straddle, you sell a ATM call and you sell an ATM put. And by selling an ATM call and an ATM put, it will get added to this list. And when you try to analyze it, it will give you what is your payoff, right? There you can see delta, gamma, theta, vega, all of these things you can see here. And when you want to place an order, you can add this to the basket and you can execute the order, right? Sure. So I hope you understood this session. It was helpful. The idea of this session was to bring you to strategy builder. यहाँ से आपको थोड़ा बहुत अंडरस्टैंडिंग मिल गया होगा कि ऑप्शन सेलिंग क्या होता है, how exactly you build a strategy, what are various Greeks that you should be looking for when you are trying to do it, and then you can basically try to we'll cover the strategy builder, how exactly you analyze the payoff, what are the kind of strategies.
Most importantly, next session we'll be doing strategy backtester.
Yes.
For consistency, for understanding how your strategy works in the market and understanding ki kyun hota hai. So it will give you everything that you need to know.
Right. So Praveen Kumar is asking, where can we see the daily MTM, only open position MTM? Praveen Kumar ji, I told you that we'll come back with all these answers. Any question which is particular to this session, we'll be able to cover in this session. But if there is something very specific to your particular problem, we'll come back with those answers and we'll put them in the description. Right. Thank you guys. Thank you everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. Next time we'll cover the strategy backtester. वहाँ पे आप actually पुराने data के साथ whatever has happened in the market, you can try and test it out, and you can then.
It is a tool that is. It's a premium tool, by the way.
Okay.
And it is even used by our research department when they are recommending strategies.
Understand.
So guys, you're getting, with strategy backtester, you're getting the tools of the experts.
Right.
I think I should thank Kiran Ghatke sir. KG sir, thank you for again being there. So KG sir attends each and every webinar. Matlab, he has not missed any webinar that we do. From options ki bar to expiry streaming to Pankaj sir's market trap, he is always there. Thank you Balveer sir, thank you KG sir for always being there. You guys attending the session is our motivation, nothing else.
And let me tell you, people who are consistent with their learning are the people who have a chance of being consistent at earning. Okay, right. There is no earning without learning.
Right.
Okay.
Right. One more question, Nitish. Strategy Builder is available in mobile app?
No. Strategy Builder is not there. We have the option change there.
Right. So guys, Strategy Builder thoda sa is like an advanced tool. You need to sit with a lot of data. You need to understand it. So that's why we put it on website only. And what we have also observed is that very serious traders who want to test out these strategies, they typically sit up with a machine where they can analyze data on their Excel sheets.
It works well only on the machine. Mobile mein strategy builder is, your screen is short. It is a UI and UX.
Yeah, and you'll miss the important things.
Exactly.
You may miss a detail in this thing.
Right.
And let me tell you, we have at least 20,000 average daily users of this of strategy builder. More than 20,000 consistently.
Wow.
So if you've not used it, please go and take a look. These are the tools of the experts, and we are making sure that ICICIdirect has them before anybody else.
Yes.
And it's for free.
And it's for free.
Yeah. Talam Prasad sir, the recording of these sessions is available. You can see it in the description also. All of these sessions are available on recorded
in the live section. So if you come to the ICICIdirect channel, come to the live section, you will see all the webinars there which have been conducted. So everything is recorded and dated there. So you can go ahead and scroll and see whatever you want.
And we put the links of previous sessions in the description of all the videos. So wahan se bhi you can access these. So thank you for your time, guys. Thank you so much. I hope you have a profitable day, week, month, and year. And thank you for supporting us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I'll thank my experts also, Nitish and Gaurav.
I think Nitish is the expert here.
You're the consistent trader. I mean, I learned from you.
That is not the case.
So these guys have been helping me to, helping us to create these sessions. What are the ideas and questions? So thank you so much.
And viewers, thank you for being consistent. I think KG sir, Balveer sir, and all those. Thank you so much. So see you guys next week in another handholding session. Thank you.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the bell icon to never miss an update from ICICI Direct.